friends, this is the Cryptonian. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you. We're taking a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is $42,000, a little bit higher than that right now. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the market. The market's doing very well. Bitcoin is up 14% for the week, Ethereum 11% for the week. And of course, that's creating a lot of profits for the altcoins. The altcoins following Bitcoin and Ethereum higher. Solana up 13% for the week. Lido staked Ether 11%. Doge 15%. I'm a fan of Doge. I made a video to explain why if you want to take a look at that. But I think Doge is going to do very well in 2024. Chainlink up 11%. Wrapped Bitcoin, of course, 13%, reflecting Bitcoin's profitability. Shiba Inu, 11%. Now, there is some speculation that FTX may be selling a lot of Shiba Inu, so you want to maybe pay attention to that. Bitcoin Cash, 12%. OKB, 6%. Caspa, 17%. Caspa is probably going to do very well in 2024. Internet Computer, ICP, 14%. That's AI. AI is a strong narrative right now, and I think in 2024. Near Protocol, 18%. Thorchain Ruin, 26%. BitTensor, 43%. And so you can see that the market's just really going crazy right now. What's really crazy is Terra Luna Classic is up 163%. That's crazy. Render 17%. Multiverse 18%. Celestia TIA, big one, 60%. So you get the idea. Now, taking a look at Bitcoin, we need to be careful here. And the reason is that we're running into resistance like I have talked about before. And on the 4-hour here, we have a very high RSI. That RSI is 81. And you can see that we're seeing these red dots here appear, and we haven't seen a red dot for some time, and that was back in November 9th to be exact. That's when we had a signal here, and we had a correction at that time. So I don't think now is a good time to be buying here. I think we could have some type of a correction. Now, what's interesting here, and I'd like to point this out, if you have TradingView or if you have other platforms and you take a look at the data that they give you, like for example here, when we scroll down on TradingView, it gives you the technicals and it gives a strong buy recommendation. Well, you know, I would not be buying here. So these types of tools are not really that effective, and I think they're even quite dangerous to follow. So just wanted to put that out there and let you know if you're not aware of that already. So taking a look at Bitcoin, high RSI on the short time frame, 4-hour. Everything else is pretty much bullish here, but we are seeing a little bit of distribution here on the volume, and that volume is right here. You can see that distribution starting to fall, and that's because we are seeing some resistance and some selling here, although we are still in strong expansion. So that being said, what can I expect at this time, or what can we expect? Well, I think we're going to have a possible small pullback here, either to 41,200 or maybe even 40,500. We're having a hard time here. Now, everyone is talking about 50,000, 48,000. And in a previous video, I even did talk about 47,000, 48,000, which I still believe that is the case. However, this yellow line right here, this yellow line at 42,061, I'd say about 42,100, we need to get above that $42,100 level on a closing basis, a daily closing basis, and stay above that level even on a pullback. And then after we clear this, then we can go higher, and most likely we will be hitting that that level of, whoops, excuse me, sorry about that. Let me move it over and move it down. There we go. So once we get above this yellow line here, this 42,100 on a closing basis, so something like this, and then a little bit of consolidation, then we can make a run for 46,000, 47, 48,000 here at the top. But right now, as you know, this entire red box area, this entire area is a resistance area. And you can see right here is that 0.5 Fibonacci at 41,200 roughly. So that is a typical retracement area. And what's interesting is I'm not the only person that identified this. Excuse me. I did post an article that was posted here on TradingView, and it says, an analyst spotlights key pattern Bitcoin follows before each massive sell-off. Here's what to watch out for. That's an interesting article, and basically it's pretty much the same as what I've identified. These 618, or I should say 0.5 to 0.618 Fibonacci retracements. Whenever a bear market rally occurs and you go into the next cycle, Bitcoin typically runs to the 0.618 or, well, between the 0.5 Fibonacci and 0.618 level. And you can see that that's what's happening right here. And so we need to be really careful here, because this possibly, if history repeats, this possibly will be an area where there's going to be a lot of selling and distribution and a reversal, macro reversal. So this would be the worst time to buy in this area, in this red box. That being said, we just have to wait and see how this plays out this year with the ETF and all of that. You know, the macroeconomics is a bit different for Bitcoin this cycle. So we need to just pay attention and wait for the market to tell us when it is reversing. That being said, here on the daily, we can see RSI 77, very strong. The trend is bullish. We are in accumulation, and the volatility is in expansion. So we're seeing a lot of strength here, a lot of strength. But again, we need to get above that $42,100 level on a daily closing basis and see maybe a couple of days above that before I think we're going to head towards 46, 47, 48,000. In my opinion, and I've said this before, probably a good idea to take profits in this area. Now, I wouldn't take all the profits. Again, you know, this is just my opinion. This is not investment advice, but I would probably take a majority of profits. But if this continues and goes higher and makes an all-time high or challenges the all-time high, you want to have a little bit of skin in the game, in my opinion, so that you can actually generate profits when the price is going up, so you don't miss that move. That being said, everything's looking strong, everything's looking good. I just think that temporarily here, we're probably going to see some type of a struggle at this level. This is not a easy level. This is a very, very strong level here for the bears. And so it'll take time for us to break through this level. I think probably what's going to happen is we'll probably have a pullback to maybe 40,300 or 40,400, something like that, back to our support line, and go higher, or come back down maybe to 41,200 and do this a little bit and then go higher. Because what Bitcoin likes to do, and we've seen this in the past, is that Bitcoin pushes up, goes sideways, pushes up, goes sideways, and keeps resetting the technicals, the RSI, so it doesn't run into uh, problems with a high RSI right here. But because of all of the shorts being liquidated here with this move higher, and this is a key level, we are now in an overextended state of price action, and so we need to be careful here. So possible pullback short term back to 40,500, or maybe even only to 41,200, and do a little bit of this like we've seen in the past, and then break higher to 46, 47, $48,000. So that being said, you can pretty much see where we are on the weekly, and I've talked about this before. We are extremely overextended on the weekly, and this cannot continue for a long period of time. It can continue for a short period of time, which we are seeing right now, but right now we're at 81, and we're very far away from the moving averages. So in my opinion, we're probably going to get some strong challenge to the price action here to the bulls. The bears will probably step in this area, and we're either going to see some type of consolidation like this and then moving higher at the beginning of the year, or maybe even some type of a greater pullback, maybe down to, I don't know, 34, 35, maybe something like that. The price action could actually come down to $32,000. That is on the table right now. So we have seen a 30% to 60% correction in the past, and that's why I'm not buying here. So if you look at a 30% correction, even from the top of this Fibonacci 618 zone, 30% would bring us down to 32,600. That's just a 30% retracement from this upper area of this resistance area. So, and that's typically what we see with Bitcoin. We have seen this in the last couple cycles where Bitcoin will put in a bottom, will rally up into the 0.5 to 0.618, and then you'll see a 30 to 60% drop. And that's what this gentleman is saying, this analyst. Now, I've said this in a previous video, and this video here, Bitcoin BTC market cycle, you are here, buy now, question mark. You can see I laid this out as a analysis, and I explain it in greater detail. And you can see that we are following right now this trajectory that I mapped out on this video on the chart earlier in my analysis with the yellow line here. And we are currently right here. So we're following this trajectory, this pathway, pathway that I have shown and shared in my prior video. So you can see that we had the break here up into the area of resistance, 0.5 Fibonacci to 0.6 Fibonacci, this red box, and then an expected rejection. Now, is it guaranteed? No, because of all the bullishness, it's not guaranteed. We could maybe have some type of consolidation here and then continue going higher to challenge the all-time high. So that is a possibility. That's why I would not completely exit all of my positions here. I would take healthy profits, maybe 50, 60%, maybe even 70%. But anyway, again, not investment advice. That's just my opinion. So that being said, that's where we are with Bitcoin. And I don't want to make the video too long. We'll keep it short and sweet. We are now in the area of high risk, in my opinion, high risk, where we could see an additional rally. We could see an additional rally up into, whoops, let me move this down here. Let me do this. we could see an additional rally up to the next line. This is the next price line of interest, and that brings us to 46,838. So if we have a small pullback and maybe push higher from there, once we get above that 42,100 on a daily closing basis for a couple of days, then that will clear the way to 46,800 in my opinion. That's the next area. However, you're going to see a lot of resistance, a lot of volatility in this area as we push higher. Now, when we take a look at the flow, you can see here that purchasing is still going on. We still have a imbalance between the buyers and the sellers, but the sellers are starting to step in here and try to push this down. The bears are trying to step in here, and you can see that with the order flow. So that being said, be careful here. I would wait for some type of a pullback correction if you're a trader or some type of short-term swing trader. I would wait for some type of a consolidation, maybe a pullback, support for the next move higher. Thank you for watching, friends. I appreciate it. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I missed? Oh, one other thing is there's a couple other articles as well. One says, Analyzing the Titans, How Bitcoin Whales Influence the Surge to 40,000. Whales have been buying since 20,000. That's a good article if you want to take a look at that. And also, Raoul Pal, a billionaire, and he's very bullish on crypto. He's a macro economist, and he says that remember that at some point in this bull market, when the Ethereum ETF is listed and retail plus institutions are FOMOing, FOMO is fear of missing out, which is, buying frantically. Ethereum will be burning record amounts of supply, and record amounts of Ethereum will be locked for staking. So essentially, the argument he's making is that Ethereum will be deflationary. Ethereum will be deflationary, and so if you hold Ethereum, then you'll probably do pretty well in the next 2024 cycle. So that is the point that he's making. I thought that was very interesting, and I agree with him as well. I do have some Ethereum. So, but I'm looking for a pullback, waiting for a pullback in the market first before I start adding to any of my positions or picking up new positions, because I do believe that there is some type of a pullback coming, and I do believe that this will be an area of profit taking within this red box for a lot of the larger whales, larger institutions. And so there you have it. Thanks, friends, for watching. Please click like on the video. I appreciate it. It helps out the channel. And if you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. We'd love to have you for this crypto journey into 2024, 2025. I think we're going to do very well. I'm excited. Thanks for watching.